that's the good spot to put the tent.
Is it the door on your end?
Yeah.
I think it's on both ends.
There's one on each.
What is that? Trying to remember the guy's name at the store. They introduced themselves by name.
Oh, I don't remember at all.
Give us a little demo. Hopefully I don't
But I'm forever going to call him Telos.
tell us.
Alright, which one of these bars has the most caffeine?
They have caffeine in them?
We used to have one. Peanut butter chocolate or chocolate sea salt?
I don't know. I think if I were you, I'd go with peanut butter chocolate right now.
Oh, I think I'd save the sea. Let's go.
All right, that was Shasta. Thank you so much for watching. My brother and I, we had a blast, and now I'm just going to take a couple minutes to go over the hike. I'll talk about our general plan and some of the things in town that we found to be useful. So hopefully you find this to be helpful. We did the Clear Creek Trailhead, which is not the most popular route. The more popular route is Avalanche Gulch, but I'll get to that in a minute. But we did this because there was elevated rockfall danger on Avalanche Gulch. So looking at the map here, our first day is the one in red, and we camped here at Clear Creek Springs. And then the second day is in purple, all the way to the summit and then back down to the car. Okay, so we left on a Monday morning from Truckee, just outside Lake Tahoe. It took us about 4 hours of driving to get all the way there, and it was all clear. It was easy. I love driving on the 395. Definitely one of my favorite highways, especially on the Eastern Sierra. It's beautiful. If you ever have a chance to go there, definitely recommend that. And who knows, maybe I'll make some videos on that too one day. So getting kind of a lay of the land, obviously you have Mount Shasta. That's where we want to be, right at the peak. And the Clear Creek Trailhead is the one that my brother and I took. The Bunny Flat Trailhead I just put here because that's the most popular route. It's the start for Avalanche Gulch. We didn't take Avalanche Gulch because there was elevated rockfall danger, but I wanted to put that on there anyways because most people are probably going to plan to go up that route. And that's the one we did actually 21 years ago when I was 13 years old for a forced Father's Day gift. Thanks, Dad. Really appreciate it. Actually, yeah, it's one of the hardest things I remember doing at such a young age. So it really helped me through a lot of difficult situations later in life, and is probably why I like hiking and backpacking and climbing so much today. Anyways, lay of the land. So Mount Shasta, those are your two major trailheads. I would say there's plenty more. You can pick up a map if you want to do some other routes, but these are also the most beginner friendly class 1 mountaineering. This is the town of Mount Shasta where we decided to do all of our prep and everything like that. So Monday morning, actually not Monday morning, it would be Monday afternoon by the time we got there. We went to the Mount Shasta supermarket just to load up on some snacks and water and things like that. They have everything you would ever need. There's a great deli there too that I'll get to in a second. We then went to this pizza restaurant right here, Say Cheese Pizza, based on the recommendation from a clerk at the supermarket. Excellent pizza restaurant. The pizza was delicious. Kind of reminded me of Round Table flavor. It's nothing fancy. It's just good pizza. But the restaurant itself is awesome because they have a bunch of old arcade games. My brother and I got into the Time Crisis one while we were waiting for the pizza. And they had plenty of other stuff too. Lots of sports on TV, that kind of thing. Old vibe, throwback to the days of, you know, after a soccer game on Saturday, going there with all your buddies on your team and eating pizza and playing video games. So once we got our pizza, that was it we did for the rest of Monday. We got a campground at Lake Siskiyou Camp Resort over here. $35.50 a night, which is not cheap, but the sites are really good. It's pretty popular with RV campers, and the amenities were actually really nice. They had like clean bathrooms and showers. We didn't really use the showers or many of the amenities. There's a beach, all that stuff, but we were really just there for the night. And the main reason we wanted to camp here was to try and get a picture with a reflection of Mount Shasta off of the lake. So we camped right around here. There's only like 4 or 6 tent sites here. The rest are located further up the hill. Again, not that far. These are all RV parking and little bungalows, but it's very easy for us to just walk down to the beach here to start taking some photos. In the evening, we took photos from here, but we walked over to the beach the next morning and got a better view from there, because there's some hills here that kind of obstruct the view of Shasta. I'll see if I can put up some pictures to show that. Anyways, so we tried to take pictures. We got some okay ones, but not what we were looking for, just because the wind was a little bit high, but that's fine. We had our pizza. We had some local ciders and local beers, so we were enjoying ourselves just fine. We woke up. We hit up Black Bear Diner in the morning when it opened. I think 7 a.m. was when it opened. And I love this spot. This is where we went after our first hike when I was 13 years old, and I just remember it very vividly, getting just a huge meal here. The portion sizes are very big, and the service is at this location was incredible. I judge a diner based on how quick they are to refill your coffee mug, because I love a warm-up, and I don't think mine ever got below half empty. There was only one waitress there for the first hour, and she was very attentive, just the kind of person who watches tables and anticipates what's going to be needed. And yeah, really appreciated that good service. Like I said, the portion sizes are huge, the food was good. And this is actually the original Black Bear Diner location. There's a bunch all over the place now. I don't know how many or where. I think I think they've gone even beyond the West Coast. But so that's a fun thing to go to the original location here. After we ate breakfast, we took a long breakfast because the other places didn't open till 8 or 9. We went over to the Mount Shasta Ranger Station. This is where we registered for our summit permit, our wilderness permit, and they also have free wag bags. Everything is outside at a little kiosk, so we were able to do all of that. And I called them, but they said inside is closed right now because of COVID, so we didn't get to go in and chat with the ranger, unfortunately. But that's okay. They had everything that we needed right outside there. After the ranger station, we went up to the Mount Shasta supermarket, get a deli sandwich here. They are delicious. So that was for lunch that day, as you saw in the video. Great sandwiches here, so pick one up before you start your hike up to base camp if that's how you're planning to do this hike. After that, we went to Fifth Season. Fifth Season is the local outfitter for Mount Shasta. They have everything you need, whether you're buying or renting. We needed to rent boots, crampons, and a helmet. Also, we got a tent, which we probably didn't need, but we ended up getting it anyways. It was a little overkill for what was going on. We weren't sure if we would be camping in snow or not. Turns out we were not. But still was a good thing to have at base camp there, where we could stow our stuff while we were going for the summit. Anyways, Fifth Season, these guys that work here are in the know on what's going on the mountain too. So if you have questions about what route to take or the snow levels, things like that, give them a call and give them your business, because they do a really great job. They were the ones who told us about the elevated rockfall danger on Avalanche Gulch, which prompted us to change our plan to do Clear Creek. And it wasn't hard to change plans there. I prefer to do stuff that I haven't done before. So once they told us that, we were like, yeah, we're going to do that. Other than that, very quick in and out. You can make a reservation online, and we were the first ones there, so there wasn't much wait. If you're there on the weekend, I imagine it's starting to get slammed. They said that this last weekend was the first busy one that they had, so that would be like the first weekend in May. I think we were done. We were done with everything in town, so we started out to the trailhead, which we had to backtrack a little bit the way we came over 89 here, and then we made a left on this Pilgrim Creek Road and headed out to the Clear Creek trailhead. So the trailhead was not accessible by vehicle when we got there. There was too much snow to get your car all the way in, but we parked right here and we hiked the 3 miles into the trailhead. So some bonus miles. I always love getting bonus miles in. The bottom, everything below tree line was covered in snow, so we were route finding by GPS most of the way. But luckily the route is pretty simple. As long as you're going up, you're probably in the ballpark. The main thing that we did was follow this ridge line here. Just don't dip down into Mud Creek Falls, but it's pretty obvious. So we just followed this ridge line up until tree line tree line went away and it starts to become more dirt and rocks. Not as much snow. More of the snow had melted by the time we got there. So we camped at Clear Creek Springs here. It only took us a couple hours to get up there. The camp is great, fresh water, delicious. Didn't filter it. Felt we were high enough and didn't see much evidence of humanity there at all. We were the only ones, so we were just drinking straight from the source. And then we woke up Tuesday morning at 3:30 in the morning with a plan to leave camp by 4. We got out camp I think around 4:15 when I finally looked at my watch. And yeah, we just hiked up a lot of, there's a pretty clear dirt path for most of the way, and then we started hitting snow part of the way up, and you can see our track just start zigzagging as it got steeper and steeper. So it's just a trudge in the morning. We got some great sunrise shots, and most of the landmarks as you're hiking up this route are kind of off to your left. So Shasta Rama is a big one, Thumb Rock, and then you'll also see Red Banks, which is right here. You'll see the other side of it. And similar to Red Banks, there's UFO Rock right here is the major landmark on Clear Creek Trail. It's just this rock that's sitting there on the mountain. It's pretty obvious. So we just kind of picked that out pretty early and kept hiking towards UFO Rock, and that made things pretty easy, at least as far as route finding goes. Once you get to UFO Rock, the pitch increases even more, and the snow gave way to mostly rock and scree and just loose dirt. So this was the toughest section of the hike, I would say, right here. Pretty high up, so not as, the high altitude, you're breathing for oxygen and taking a couple steps and breathing for oxygen. So slow going there, but once you get over the top, you start getting a view of the summit. So you get your second wind, get your motivation, and you come across the kind of a flatter little snowfield here by Sulphur Springs. You'll pass by, which is right here, and then make the final push to the summit. And yeah, we hit the summit around 11:30, and then we just made our way all the way back down to the car. We got in some great glissading. That was really fun. Glissading is where you're just sliding down on your butt in the snow and using the ice axe to control your speed. By that time, the snow had melted, or the snow had softened up quite a bit, so it was very easy to control our speed. In fact, in some steep sections, we still couldn't get up enough speed to glissade, so we had to just kind of ski down the scree, as I like to think about it. It's when you step and you sink down. So coming down was very fast, but again, we had a long day ahead of us because we were hiking all the way in. So we took a quick 30-minute break for coffee and some bars and stuff at the camp, and to repack our packs, and then came back down to the car. We spent the evening back in the town of Mount Shasta over here. We just made it in time to pipeline craft taps and whatever they had. We were looking for a burger. That's always the first thing I look for after a big expedition, and they were delicious. I had the Widow Burger, definitely recommend that. My brother had the pipeline burger. He said it was great. So hit this place up. They stayed open a little longer for us just because we got in there right as they closed, so they kept the kitchen open for us to make the final burgers of the night. So I really appreciate them doing that. After that, we stayed at Monte Bianco Inn, just a Spartan motel here. It was $100, nothing fancy, but the beds were actually incredibly comfortable, more so than I expected. So if you're looking for a comfy bed, this is the spot. The shower was hot, so that's really all you could ask for at that time. And then in the morning, we got up and we packed out and headed back down to Truckee. And that's really it. I'm trying to think if there's some stuff I want to go over. I have my blog post here. Yeah, as you walk around the town of Mount Shasta, there's some spiritual energy stuff. I'm not even going to get into this. I think I'm done. So, great. Thank you so much for watching. If you have questions, please let me know in the comments. I'll do my best to respond. I'm gearing up for my Pacific Crest Trail hike to start in about a week. But I expect to at least be able to have internet every couple days. So, you'll see me around. I'll be out there hiking and making more stuff. So, okay. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more stuff like this, please subscribe to my channel. I also have a premium subscription via my website, which I will link below. All of the subscription money that I'm getting during my Pacific Crest Trail hike for the next 3 to 4 months, I'm going to be donating to 2 causes that I care about. The first is active duty sailors in need. So I was a submarine officer for 10 years in the Navy, and I know those guys are going through tough times all the time. They work really hard. So I like to donate money to some of my favorite charities there. And then also for scenic trails preservation. I like to hike, so figure if I can put money towards making hiking more accessible to people, making it better controlled and regulated, that would be great. So please, it's only $5 a month. If you subscribe now, like I said, all the money for the next 3 to 4 months is going to be donated. If you want to check out what gear I use, that's all on my website too. Everything's basically on my website, so just check that out. Thank you so much, and have a good one.
Dun, 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 dun. Shasta Ramba, Shasta Ramba, Shasta Ramba. Whew. Feeling it. Feeling the camera. I'm feeling it. Nailed it. Man's no hot, never hot.
Oh, I'm hot. Working hard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Survival mode right now. I need the camera to point to me.
It will.
I know.
Well, it would have if you walked in front of it.
No, that's what I mean. The camera.
I'm straight up there.
Yeah,
You look like a champion.
just need time.
Yeah, take your time.
Want to grab the camera?